Hello, everybody. This is Cheryl, and I'm so glad that you're here today. If you're watching the replay, I hope you are doing well, regardless when you watch it. Anyway, today, as we mentioned the other day, we're going to start bringing it's one of my websites over to the new Groove platform. And it's going to be a simple one. So let me show you what we are going to be doing today. And we'll just go over this little thing for the theme of this entire series is that it's more important to step into action and not be perfect. That's a problem that a lot of us entrepreneurs have, is that we want to make everything so perfect before we put it out there that we end up wasting a lot of time before we actually get our offers in front of people that those offers can help. So it's really important that you just take action. It could be imperfect because you can always go back and tweak it later. So that's going to be the theme today. I did pull a couple of things over into Groove the other day to get a feel for how it works, but I have not actually tried to build a website in it yet. So it's going to be a learning process for me too. But as I told you in our introductory video, we're in this together. So we're going to learn together. And as I stumble, you can see how you may stumble when you do it and how you get around that by looking for a solution. So again, today is all about stepping into imperfect action and getting the front page of a website up and running. So let's jump right in. I'm going to share my screen with you. And this is, I actually have to pull it up for myself. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Groove when you first log in. And as you can see over here, when I showed you the other day, all of this stuff was empty. And now what you can see is that I got a couple of things up over here. I'm going to be participating in another personal development program where we offer different things for the people that participate. And so I started putting up some of my things. And after people start visiting those sites, I'll start being able to see my stats here. Now, because I don't have any actual sales funnels in here, you're seeing no data under all of these different areas because, again, I'm doing this for the first time, bringing my business over to Groove. So the app that we're going to be working in today, you just click over here and it brings up all of the ones that are available currently. Eventually, we will be working in a lot of these, all right? Today, we're going to work in Groove Pages to build the front part of the website. And eventually, we will also be connecting Groove Blog to it because this particular website does have a blog associated with it. And also, we're going to be pulling over some stuff from Groove Cart. Now, if you remember correctly, Groove Cart is the e-com platform that is available to you. And that's where some of my physical products for the dog site are going to be on. Now, we'll take this step by step because we do want to keep it simple. So even though we're going to be working in some of these down the line, again, Groove Sell, Groove Mail, Groove Member, possibly Groove Video, definitely Groove Cart, and definitely Groove Blog, we're going to take it one step at a time so you can see how easy this process really is. So let's go ahead and start in Groove Pages. And you're going to see that, as I said, I was playing around with this the other day. And so the ease and grace, healthy success, mind power unlocked, and daily affirmations are some of my programs that I'm going to be offering uh, to people in that personal development program I'm going to be involved with. And I also was playing around a little bit about doing a front page for this course or this free series that we're doing, because I think what I'm going to do is create a membership site and put all of these videos in the membership site. So you have everything that you need in one location. But that too will be a little bit down the line. Today, what we are going to do is simply bring over the beginnings of one of my websites. And the one that we're going to be doing is a dog site that I have. Let me just come over here. I have to get a feel for where I am in this. I'm going to open this in a new link and then just check for a second that you're actually seeing what I'm seeing. And you are. Okay. So this is a very simple website. This is I Love My Rescue Dogs. That is based around my rescue dogs. And so what we're going to do is we're going to recreate this very simple front page and bring it over to Groove. It kind of tells the story of how we adopted our dogs over the years. And also it connects my blog to the front page, and it pulls over some of the training that I told you the other day that I'm an affiliate of Doggy Dan. I love the way that he does his training. It's all positive reinforcement and everything. It doesn't use negative reinforcement that a lot of programs do. So I really like his dog training, and it helped me when we got our first pup. So I do promote that. And we're going to be setting up, not today, but we will be setting up a little bit of a funnel that leads people to this. It's a little bit different of a process. And so we're going to tackle that another day. And then also on here is an invite to bring people over to my Instagram page, and we promote Labs for Rescue. That's where I got all of my puppy dogs. Well, that's not true. I got 3 of my dogs from Labs for Rescue, and the other 2 I got from other rescues. So anyway, then we're going to talk about these trust pages down here: privacy policy, terms of use, affiliate disclosure, return policy and procedures, and a contact us page, and why they're also important. Now, this website I actually did build on WordPress, and that is totally available to you if you want to use it. I mentioned that the other day as well. There are other ways to build websites. You can use WordPress, you can use Square, you could use GoDaddy. They have a platform, and there's several others. A lot of them today have what they refer to as drag and drop. If you're not using Groove pages, just do make sure that you're using a theme that is mobile ready. If you do go to WordPress, I always have used Thrive themes. They're fantastic. They're also integrated with the different plugins that you need. But the reason why I'm moving away from WordPress is because I have to pay for hosting, and everything has to be done separately. So every plugin that I do need to do the marketing that I want to do, or a lot of the stuff that I want to show, has to have a separate plugin. And it goes much farther than you would even think. It even goes down to how you upload your pictures, because pictures are notorious, images are notorious for slowing down a website. And the good thing about Groove pages is that it's built on new technology that is lightning fast, and it takes care of that lagging that you get when you go to a website and it loads really slow. So one of the main reasons, again, why I switched over to Groove pages. So over here, you can also see, wow, look at all this maintenance I have to do. I have 7 updates, and this was from last week. 7 updates that I need to do, 5 plugins, probably the theme itself. And actually over here, I'm looking, even WordPress needs to be updated. And the maintenance involved in WordPress could be a little bit much. And it's important that you do keep them updated because hackers can get to your website through outdated information and software. So part of the reason why you should update all the time is to avoid giving hackers any opportunity to get into your site. Okay, so now let's go back to GrooveFunnels. I'm also just going to slide this down over here to the side. So one of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to create a new site, and that's this button here. Okay, now I'm going to take a quick look around here and see if I want to do a complete site. Now, I haven't really looked at these since they have been available, these whole sites. Now, I am in my paid account, so it is a possibility that I have 1 or 2 additional templates that you may have. But don't worry if we do, because I can actually share templates with you that I create. So I will look to do that down the line a little bit and see if we want to do that. So here's one start from scratch, life coach and speaker. Let's see. I think that we are just going to start from scratch. But when you do go in here and you do it for yourself, make sure that you're not afraid to go in here and pick one that will work really well, whether it's a single page one that you can start with over here. You can start with a landing page. And a lot of these, you have been able to preview them. So let me just show you one on what it would look like. So this is one that's designed for podcasting. All right. This area up above has the feature image in the background, as you can see, that has an image of podcasting. And they're inviting you to sign up for the live podcast. So again, a lot of this stuff is built in already. If you are trying to promote a podcast, great place to start. You can just go in then and change the image to your image and, change all of this information to fit yours. And they are pretty cool. So let's take a look at a couple other ones, actually. I know, there's a pet sitting one. Let's see what that one looks like. That's kind of cool too. Pets. So this one is service oriented. They offer pet boarding, pet sitting, and of course you can also come in here and change all of these. So once you're in here, it is important for you to go in and take a look around at these different templates. They're completely customizable. So you absolutely can start with one and then just change your information. And I actually may start from this one. I'm going to leave that up there as we take a look at just a couple of the other ones for you to look at. Let's see. Let's see what this plain home one looks like. So this is another one that you very easily could start with. You could just pop in your logo up at top, a new background picture, change the text. So one more time, I'm just going to say, definitely take a look around at the templates that are available to you and see if any of them work for you. Because if they do, it will save you a lot of time in setting up the process. And the other thing that is completely available in every area of this is to start with a blank template. I do think that we're going to start with the dog one, though. It's pretty easy for me to go in and substitute. So I'm going to say select, and I'm going to name the site. Now, I'm going to say love my rescue dogs. And say start building. Now, what we're going to do here right off the bat is start changing some of this imagery. And I want to point out a few things to you first so you know what you're looking at and what is available to you. I'm on my desktop right now, and so I'm working in this little window here. If you want to see what the website will look like in other items, you just click here. This is the image for a laptop, and it will show you what it looks like there. This is for an iPad being held sideways. This is an iPad being held vertical. And here is your smartphone and what it would look like there. So it's important that you make sure that your website looks good for all devices. So you want to make sure that you do look at them on all of these. I'm not sure what this question mark is. It actually gives you some tutorials on how you can change the responsive breakpoints and how they work. So this is new from a while back when I was looking around on this. So they have done some upgrades here, which is really cool. We're not going to look at that right now because I don't want to take your time doing that. I am going to go back to this view though, so we have a larger image to look at. Now, Love My Rescue Dogs is the name of the site. And then we have the different pages that we're going to be working on. Now, this has the original name, Pet Sitting Landing Page. And we are going to be changing that because this will become my home page. I don't want it to say Pet Sitting Landing Page. I want to continue to show you just a couple of things over here, though, and on different areas that you can be working. This little stuff is you point around and you see this red line go to different areas. These are called blocks. And you come down here and you see that the next block is highlighted. Come down again. Now the red lines go around this section, so that's another block, and so forth and so on, all the way down to the bottom of it. Now, there's a lot of information here that I'm probably not going to be using. So eventually I will delete those different sections that I don't want. But again, this is a great starting point because it does take a lot of the work out of it for you. You could see a visual and just come in and change it the way that you want to. So by looking at this now, I know that I'm actually not going to recreate this exactly the way that it is. I actually like the more modern look of this here. So the blocks that I was mentioning, if you click on this over here to the left that says blocks, it shows you all of the different blocks that are available to you. And as you click open, it shows you all of these different sections. This is important also because if I had chosen to do a start from scratch website, these blocks would still be available to me. So I truly don't have to start from scratch. I could put this headline right here in the very top and decide that that's easier for me, and then just put in the blocks that I want to use. So again, I'm not going to exit out of my paid account and go into my free account to see which blocks are available, but I will do that after our time together live, and I'll see what kind of blocks are available to you. I'm pretty sure that there's quite a few available to the free accounts too, but I don't want to tell you that if it's not true. So I will go afterwards and take a look. So again, these are designed blocks, and they also break them down to the different categories. You have your alert blocks, you have your calls to action, your checkout forms. This one is like a lifesaver. It used to be kind of a pain to do this before this drag and drop technology was available. But as you can see, there's all different kinds of stuff. Contact forms. Now, I have to tell you, this is part of the thing that is so fantastic about Groove. Working in WordPress, at least, I'm not sure because I'm not familiar with the drag and drop processes from like Square or GoDaddy or anything and how they work. But if you are working in WordPress, all of this contacts and checkout forms and call to actions are actually all plugins that you have to put in separately before you're able to use them. Here, it's all built right into the system, which makes it really nice. Gallery is for your images and so forth and so forth. So it's, you just have to come in and be nosy. Now, wireframes, instead of getting into the technical thing of what's different about these, what I will do is drop a little document and I'll throw it into the resource area of the Facebook pages so you can see what the difference is without me explaining all of that now. A little bit technical, but right now, today, we're going to be working in the design block areas. Now, the other thing over here are elements. These are even more specific to what you can add at various times if you want to add something to an existing block or if you want to start from scratch. A container is actually this whole area here that you're looking at, again, that is surrounded in red. And you need a container in place before you could add your columns and then any of your information. Again, one of the joys of starting with a template is it takes all of that work and does it for you ahead of time. So for example, over here, this container here has 2 columns, all right? And that's why you're seeing 2 things here, all right? This is column 1, and this is column 2, all right? And then within here, you also have additional columns. And you can click around and see the different things that are available. This is the 3-column aspect of it, element. And then under text, they have your different head tags. Now, again, I really want to keep this simple for you today. So we're not going to get into too much about the difference of what head tags are and everything else. But you do need to know about them for SEO purposes. So again, I think what I'll do is I will pull a little document together. And this is why I really want to add all of these videos to a membership site for you, because then I could include these different documents directly underneath the videos that talk about them. SEO is important because it helps you get natural traffic to your site. If you're not sure what the term SEO is, I will tell you that. It stands for Search Engine Optimization. Can I talk? Search Engine Optimization. Still not quite saying that right. But they're important to use and to use them correctly. So I will throw in, as I mentioned, a little document that talks about that for you. All right, now just continuing through over here, some of the different elements. You can add lists that have icons and an image list item or a regular one that has bullet points. You have different buttons that you could add. These are called buttons over here. Our services, cost estimate. This one over here also is a button. Down here, call us is also a button. So you have all of those that you can add in as well. Now, other elements that you have are media. You could put in round images, square images. You can put in your YouTube videos, icons, Vimeo videos. You can also put in a picture carousel and wisteria videos. So again, everything is just drag and drop. If you decide that you want a video here, you literally just take this. Say I want a YouTube video. You just take it down here and you drop it to where you want it. And all of a sudden, boom, there's a placeholder there for you. So again, it makes it very, very easy to do without understanding any of the technology of it. All right, that's showing you over here where we're going to be working, but I want to continue over here showing you the different elements and everything. Now, besides the different media, you can also have a bunch of different forms that you can connect to your mail servers. So again, completely integrated, making it quite simple. They also allow you to drag and drop over e-commerce. So when I mentioned earlier in the video that when I mentioned that I have some physical products for my dog site, like backpacks and sneakers and t-shirts, all dog related, I'm using Groove e-commerce platform called Groove Cart to put those products up. But all I have to do is pull them over by using that right there that I just showed you. This this little e-commerce thing. I would drag it out and you can bring over the checkout station right there. You can also, when you create a funnel in Groove Sell, pull that over. So really kind of cool. All right. And again, these are the different devices when you're working in them. You can pull over an image. I actually said that wrong, and it'll make it look like there's a desktop there or a laptop there. So that's pretty cool too. Other things, if you're a physical business, you can do your Google Maps to show everybody where you're located. If you are doing a course page, or in your sales funnel, if you're on page 2 of your sales funnel, you could do a progress bar so they know, your client knows where they are in the sales process, and all of these different things. Here are all of your different integrations that you can do. Aweber, GetResponse, GoToWebinar, MailChimp, all of these different ones. Product Dino, that's the membership platform that I use, or that I have used over the last several years before Groove Member. And a lot of my courses are set up in Product Dino, so I'm actually going to keep them there and just integrate Product Dino into my Groove pages. So anyway, that's a brief look around. Now, as you get going in here, this is where you see the different pages for this particular website. So what we're going to do right here is click on these little buttons over here to the right, and I'm going to say rename. And I'm going to name this home because it's going to be my home page of my website. I'm going to hit the click button, the save button, so it saves it. You can also see over here that it changed this to say home. So now, because I started with a one-page website, I get to add whatever pages I want next. So some of the key pages that you're going to want to add are your privacy policies and all of that. So let's just do a blank one first. All right, it's going to be labeled page 2. Right off the bat, I'm going to pull a block in. And I'm not sure if I want to use, I think I'm going to use a wireframe content one. And it's going to be something that just has copy on it. And then I think I'm also going to, let me see what else is available here. Let me shrink that back down so I can take a look. So that was content, lead magnets, resources. So let's see. I'm definitely going to pull a footer in. So we're going to pull a footer in there as well. And now to change these around, I just have to drag and drop again, but we're going to do that at the end. We're going to put in everything that we need right now. Gallery headers. Let's do a header. And we're going to pull that up on top over here. Okay. So these are going to be switched around a little bit. And I may just click on this little button right here now and get it to drop down a little bit. So this is what I'm going to use to deliver my privacy policy and everything else. And I am going to show you that in just a little moment. We're going to go back to pages over here, and now we're going to name it. All right, so I'm going to rename this one too. And this one's going to be my privacy policy. Now, after I design, always click the little check buttons after you create a page, by the way, to make sure that everything saves properly. The other thing that you can also do is click the save button up here to make sure that everything is saved. Not a bad practice to get into so you don't lose any of your work. Now, before I go creating all the rest of my pages, as far as my privacy policy and all of that stuff is concerned, I'm going to design the first one, because then I can click here and I can clone it. So I only have to change the bare basics later instead of redesigning every single page. So we're going to start right here. This is where we're going to start. We're going to start with this page so I can show you then how we're going to clone it. So up on top here, what you're going to see is when I click on this, it's going to click on this image. And when you look on the side over here, it pulls up a whole nother menu. And it says to you, all right, you are applying styling to only the selected screen size. Click the question mark next to the screen selectors to learn how to switch to multiple screen styling. So this is new to me, so I am going to do that. All right, we're going to take a moment. And I'm really curious about one thing. I'm wondering if we're learning this together. I'm wondering if that happened because I'm using wireframes instead of a template. So I'm going to click on that home page because this was a template, and I'm going to see what happens when I go there. So I'm going to click on this, and no, it is saying the same thing. You are applying styling to only the selected screen size. Okay, so now that I know that, we're going to go back to the page I wanted to work on. All right, and we're going to go here, and I'm going to add my imaging and everything, and then we'll go back and learn how to do this. Because this is a learning session for me too, I probably will do that off screen and show you in our next live session how to come in and do this. I want to just show you some really basic things that you can do now. And then once I know how to do this across all of these different screens, I will show you how to do that next time. So again, what I want to put here is my logo. So Under image, I'm going to come over and I'm going to click under configure, and I'm going to say choose image. Now, what I'm going to do, look at that. This is all the stuff from when I was putting up the other stuff and playing around with the other day. I'm going to upload an image from here because I want it off of my desktop. And I created a quick thing called, I pulled it over to doggy related. It wasn't that funny. I don't see it. Up right here. I love my rescue dogs. All right, so I'm going to pull my logo over, and we're going to try this one to start with. So you upload it, and once you see it here, then what you can do is hit this little upload button so it actually uploads it to the platform. Once it shows up here, I could go ahead and click on it and select it here. Now, once that is showing in this little box here, I can say choose image. Oops, nope, I already did that. What did I do wrong? Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, and I have to update it here. Before we do that, though, this is another little thing for SEO purposes, is that you want to give your images an alt attribute. And that is because Google and all of the other search engines don't know how to read a picture. So you need to tell it what that picture is. Now, there's two different ways that you can do that. I name my pictures before I upload them normally, and this renamed it. So it just says logo. So I definitely want to make sure that I do use this alt tag, and I'm going to say logo for I love my rescue dogs. The other thing that these alt images or alt tags are used for is for people that are hearing impaired or sight impaired, I should say. Nope, hearing impaired. I can't remember which one. Sorry about that. But when they set their desktops and their laptops to speak out loud for them, so I guess that would be sight impaired. They could click their own button that has them read what this alt tag says. And so they would then know that what they're, on is the logo for I love my rescue dogs. So once I do that, I'm not going to link it to anything right now. I'm going to click update, and you will see the logo appears here. Now, under this headline here, I am going to simply say kind of what I had here. Welcome to Love My Rescue Dogs. And when I click on this, you can see that you can do this right here with your mouse. I'm just going to get rid of those and say, welcome to I Love My Rescue Dogs. And get rid of that last part here. Now, another day, we will also get into a little bit more about how you can change the font type and the color type so you can match your branding. But all of that is done right here in this right-hand side. Over here, right now, everything is black. So if you look to the side over here and you see this text, it's telling you that the size is defaulted to semi-bold and it's centered. And the background of it is this grayish color. And any other information that is part of the design will show up here. This over here is showing the actual color. If you wanted to change the color, you can change to any of these buttons, and it would change the color for you. Now, because I started with the template, I'm just going to leave it for this now, as I said. All right, so in this section here, I don't think I really want anything else up here right now. So I'm just going to hit this little trash can. It'll ask me if I'm sure. I'm going to confirm it. And also with the button, I'm not going to put a button up there right now. Later on, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put some navigation and stuff like that. All right. Now let's take a quick look. Actually, I'm going to save it. Take a quick look at how it is looking on other devices. And so far it is looking okay. So I'm not too worried about anything right now about that. Now, this is, oh, you know what? I was showing you as if I was working on my homepage, and I'm not. All I actually want up here, sorry about that, guys, is the fact that this is my privacy policy. So I'm just going to type in privacy policy here. We're going to leave this blank for now. I'm going to be going and getting some coding from a website that I use to write my pages for my trust pages, and I will show you how to do that. And actually, you know, I'm looking at the time already. We've actually been at this for 40 minutes already. So it is taking a little bit longer for me to explain things than I had intended. So I do think moving forward, instead of me coming in completely blank on how to do all of this stuff, I probably will set up some stuff ahead of time and then come in and just show you how to do it, so I don't take up all of your time in these sessions and you only have the information that you really need. So let's see here. The other thing that I'm going to want to do, though, is come down to the bottom over here and put in my copyright information. Now, my copyright information is, because I have an LLC, I do everything under that. So I'm going to say, I am going to say Love My Rescue Dogs. But then I like to do a little space or two and say a Four Winds of Change company. Asterisk or something like that. And we have to put in the 2020, boom, boom, 20, whoop, no, it's 2021, isn't it, guys? Okay. Now, over here to the right, what I can do is add all of my links. Now, these are all considered icons, and they're part of the system, all right? But you can configure them to, you can choose all different ones here. By the way, you can just scroll through and pick what you want. But it's a good idea to have your social media down here so people could always access it if you do have those social media stations. So over here, LinkedIn, what I would do is say, I didn't pull my URLs over yet. What I would do is I would click on URL and then I would put in my LinkedIn address. And again, I'll pull all of this stuff together and do it in the next session so you do see how easy it is to do. I always like to say open a new tab because I don't want to take people away from my website. So I'll come in and I'll configure that stuff after I have it. But if you don't have, like I don't have a Vimeo station, so I can just come in here and hit that little trash can. It'll ask me if I want to get rid of it. I'll say yes, and then I will delete it, and it deletes it for me. Now, again, I could do any branding that I want on this page with colors or anything else, but today we are going to keep it simple, and I want to show you how easy it is. I'm going to go into, there's two different ways that you can do things here. Let me get to the dashboard of this. All right, and pages. and down to my privacy policy. Oh, and I guess maybe I can't do that because I did use the code on this. Yeah, see, I have this simple code that I get from my FTC Guardian account. So another way that I could do that, let me just think for a second. Let me go back to visiting the site. I can come down here, click on privacy policy, and I could simply take all of this and copy and paste. And let me just go ahead and do that, copy. And then I could pull that over into here. Now, what I'm going to want to do on this, though, is definitely take away for this whole thing semi-bold, because I don't want that. I want just normal weight. And I'm going to take down the size of it because I don't want that huge writing. And you can see how easy that was by me just sliding this little slider here. And now I'm going to get rid of all of that writing by highlighting it, hitting delete, or let's see, I'm going to just use my back button. And the other thing I'm wondering if I could do is do this. Nope. Usually you could just, there we go, and cut it. All right, and then I could hit paste. And I'm hoping, nope, all right, I needed to do this first. So let's copy this again. And then I can come back here and click paste. So there's my privacy policy. Now all I would have to do is format it a little bit. And because I said privacy policy up here, I'm going to take that away, leave the effective date, and then just go ahead and put in the spacing that I want. Now that's how you would do it if you are copying and pasting from a different document. Now, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time formatting this, because I do have FTC Guardian, I am going to pull over that code for this particular policy and put it in by using a HTML block. And I'm going to be showing you that too. Again, I'm trying to be a little mindful of the time here. So I want to show you how easy it is, but I also think that I do need to plan ahead just a little bit more in future sessions so it goes a little bit quicker for us. And I have all of this stuff set up ahead of time so I can just show you how it's done. All right, but basically, even copying and pasting like that, as you can see, that was a pretty easy procedure. So we are going to, excuse me for 1 second, guys. You're leaving? Okay.
How much copy?
I'm done by noon. 10 minutes.
Okay.
But if that's going to make you late, I'll make other arrangements.
No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Sonny. My stepson Ian, he's actually going to take me to go pick up the Madison Community Services van that I use to do the pantry shopping. So that's Madison Community Services is a nonprofit that I run that sponsors our local food pantry. So, okay, so there you go there. Now let's just save that as well. Now, because the design aspect of all of this is taking me a little bit longer to do than I thought, what I'm going to do is, instead of coming over here and jumping into all of this and trying to design this in just the next 10 minutes, what I want to do is talk to you about the importance of your pages that are termed your trust. I term them your trust pages. I don't know what they're called, but they're legal pages. And trust pages I refer to because not all of the pages are required by law, but they do help your clients trust you more. So, for example, let me just come here for a moment and turn this off for just a sec. So, the trust pages are your privacy pages, your terms and conditions, your pages that you want to give the person that comes to your website everything that they need to know so they can trust you, and information that they're going to be looking for because they're going to be buying from you. So, what are your policies? If they give you money for something and they don't like it, what are your return policies? These are all the things that you can put at the bottom of your page. Now, there's more than one way to go about doing this. I mentioned the other day that I use a service called FTC Guardian. I'm not sure how much it costs to utilize that. I have a feeling it's a little bit up there. So there's other things that you could use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little resource page for you. And I will list a couple of the different ones that you can use to get started. Also, if you are using Groove, they did offer a free version of FTC Guardian as part of your membership. I believe they're still doing that. So briefly, I want to take you over to FTC Guardian so you can see what I'm talking about. So FTC Guardian is, let me bring you to the actual whole page here, FTC Guardian. Spelling that right, FTC Guardian. And let's just bring you to the main page so you can see. All right, and so this is Chip Cooper, and he actually is an attorney that started working online back in 2010. And so he knew right from the beginning that the aspects of online law and requirements was different. So he created this product where you can actually come in and do your legal pages very specific to your business and your website. And it has a lot of great things in here. It gives you a quick start guide. Now, I actually am logged in already. So it's going to show you my stuff, all right? But it gives you good, quick videos on how to get started and why it's important and everything else. And then it gives you your customer agreements if you need documents because you're dealing with clients on high ticket items. It gives you all kinds of information that you need. So it really is a great resource. Now, this cookie and privacy generator, I had, one set up for my health and wellness watch that I recently took down. I'm actually thinking of selling that URL. But you can create your basic legal compliance documents here. And when you do, you can see all the different ones that I have, all right? And it's just, it makes life so easy. So I'm going to show you here on this and what this document looks like. So this privacy policy goes into everything that will protect me if somebody decides that they don't like something I did and they're, going to try to sue me. So it gives all the information. It gives the information on the type of material I collect, all of the different information, and it tells you how I use cookies and how you can contact me, all of the information that will protect you. So the other ones that, as I mentioned, you do need, I want to go to the bottom of this page again over here, like affiliate disclosure. Because on this one, I do Amazon affiliate work as well, you need to let people know that. And so this also will protect you and protect you from anybody coming back and saying that they didn't know that, I was sending them to a link where they were going to buy something and I was going to make a commission. So again, guys, I think what I'm going to do, because this hour just absolutely flew by, and I don't want to take up this kind of time on you. So, what I'm going to do moving forward is I will organize the material that we're going to be talking about. And instead of me working in here for the first time and trying to do something for the first time, I'm going to go in and I am going to build some pages, get familiar with the software myself, and then I will create another page and show you what I did. That way, it will be a lot smoother for you, and I'm not going to be taking up all of your time, because more than an hour is way too much to spend together, because I think it just becomes overwhelming. So if you are watching this video, we are going to change the way that we're doing this moving forward. I'm also going to develop some cheat sheets for you, or PDFs, so you can download them and follow them as a guide as well. Now, next week, we were going to be talking about mindset and how important all of that is, but we're probably going to come back to the basics of taking these little baby steps on building the website and everything. Shooting for Monday. If my schedule doesn't change, I'll put out a notice the day before. And we're going to jump right back into here and do this in a much easier way for you, showing it a lot more streamlined. So until then, Cheryl Campbell, and I hope to see you on Monday, where I promise you things will go a lot more smoothly. But again, for me, this is all about taking action, even if it's not perfect action. So Monday will be a little bit better. So I'll see you then. Have a great weekend, and may it be filled with so many blessings of light and love. Bye-bye for now.